Here's question number one. Get as close as you can to see what this is. I want to limit my having to move it around. Question number one is, what kind of section and how do you know? Well, that wouldn't be an answer to anything that I just said, though.
You made him laugh.
See, if the question is what kind of section and how do you know, the answer can't be metencephalon, or myelencephalon, or mesencephalon, or anything like that.
Horizontal. I can't see.
Yeah, it's a horizontal. Now, how do you know it's a horizontal?
Because it's going from anterior to posterior,
Yeah.
superior to inferior.
Yeah, you have to say, that's right. You have to say that whole thing. So that's going to be the lead-off question, you know, in each category of sections. What kind of section and how do you know? So how do you know that it's a horizontal?
Because it goes from anterior to posterior, lateral, but not inferior to superior.
That's correct. Now, the next question happens to be, let me see, do I have one here that can use more fluid?
Wait, so that's what you're going to ask
more
on?
fluid right now.
He likes what you say. It was all over the place.
He's dribbling.
Okay, now that'll make this a little more shiftable. Now, don't say anything if you know right away until everyone has seen it. Take a look at this. And the next question is, which way is anterior? But don't say anything right away. Toward me or away from me? Now, don't say anything right away, though. Which way is anterior? Toward me or away from me? Which way is anterior? Toward me or away from me? And then you have to be able to say how you know. I'm asking that question. You assume that the probability is 1.0 that I'll ask this question. So which is it? Toward me or away from me?
Towards you?
And how many vote for voting from away from me?
I'm going to say away.
And how many voting
Away
for
from
toward me?
Away.
Yeah, it's away.
Heyo.
It's away from me.
know?
And now how do you know that away from me, that means this end, is anterior?
Because it's not by the shape.
How it's wedged downward.
All right, now I want to identify. Because of what?
Don't put your pen in it.
I'm putting my pen in it.
Ew.
Prefrontal cortex versus the occipital because you can see what's it called?
Yeah, that's pretty good, except that this is still parietal because of the altitude. Use your muscles. This is that above this, it's just topographic anatomy. That's good. So now look at this. The one answer is that, although it's not so easy to see it on this one, is that this end is the end with the superior and middle frontal gyri. You know, that it's difficult to see that at this altitude because this is the top of the brain, so this is the first section in. So that they don't look that typical at this altitude. Now, I want to ask for identifications on these, and we're going to get back to that other question. Now, tell me what you think that is, but don't say it right away. Tell me what you think that this is.
It's a way towards the spine.
What is it? Correct, it's the central sulcus. Now, if this is the central, if it's the central sulcus, what is this? But don't say it right away. What is this? What is this? Okay, go ahead.
Precentral gyrus?
Yeah, the precentral gyrus, and therefore, what's this?
No, that's a post-central gyrus.
Yeah, the postcentral
Hold on a minute,
sulcus.
Professor. There you go.
Yeah. Central sulcus, precentral gyrus, postcentral gyrus. Now, in fact, on this one, you can also see the precentral sulcus, so it's precentral sulcus, precentral gyrus, central sulcus, postcentral gyrus, postcentral sulcus. Marginal ramus of the cingulate sulcus.
I can't see.
Okay. So it's precentral sulcus, precentral gyrus, central sulcus, postcentral gyrus, postcentral sulcus, marginal ramus of the cingulate sulcus.
Can you do that over here?
Yeah. It's precentral sulcus, precentral gyrus, central sulcus, postcentral gyrus, postcentral sulcus, marginal ramus of the cingulate sulcus. Okay? And now, you got that line up?
Yeah.
I assume that I'm going to ask a bunch of those. Okay. Now we get back to that other question. What that relates to these says that this way is anterior. There's something about this that says that this way is anterior. and this is something that almost no one knows. I just looked at an illustration on the Scientific American website showing the brain, and it's wrong with respect to this. But they don't know it, however, of course. They wouldn't put it up. So what is it about this layout over here that says that way is anterior?
It's been a while since I looked.
The direction at the gyrus is
Yeah, so the mistake made in Scientific American is that the central sulcus is in a coronal plane of section, you know, in the drawing. But it's not, you see. It actually goes from postero, superior, and medial to anterior and lateral. You see, so it's sloping obliquely from more posterior at the medial end to more anterior at the lateral end. So it's actually not in a coronal plane of section, it's sloping obliquely. So the direction, if you bisect the angle made by these two, it says anterior. You got that?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
makes sense.
You see, this is, many people make the mistake of thinking that this is in a coronal plane. It's not. You see, it's running obliquely from more posterior medially to more anterior laterally, sloping obliquely. So if that way is if this way is anterolateral, that must be anterior. See this?
So what if it is?
See,
So is that the answer? It runs obliquely?
yeah, say that the central sulcus. This would require a bit longer answer. The central sulcus runs obliquely from more posterior medially to more anterior laterally, and the posteromedial end is closer to the instructor, so that says away from the
That's the whole
instructor
answer?
as lateral, yeah. So that's one of the ones that would require a longer answer. You'd have to spread onto the back for that one.
Of course.
So you'd have to say all of that. Okay, you see this? It's going from more posterior medially to more anterior laterally, running obliquely. So if that way